morning, everyone. I left the house today, and I tell you what, it felt so freaking weird because we've kind of been, I don't want to say like locked down, but like we are choosing to stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. We get to stay home. Like we're some of the fortunate ones that get to stay home. And today I had to venture out of the house, and I tell you, it felt very, very weird. There's been a couple times where we've, taken car rides around town or went and sat in the car when my husband had to run in and get something, but I wasn't one like leaving the house or like running to get things inside stores. And so today I had to go to the post office. I had to mail some things for some clients, and it was so weird. I had to bring the kids with me. So like the kids aren't going into the post office. So I was that mom. I left them in the car. Judge me, whatever. I figured they were safer in the car while it was running than hauling them all over town with me. So I get to the post office, and they have this big plastic screen up. It was actually pretty nifty, but it just hits me like every time I go somewhere or look at what's happening in the world, part of me gets super anxious where I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get sick, like the world's coming to an end, what is happening? I'm freaking out, man. Have you ever seen Super Troopers where they're like, I'm freaking out, man, the schnozberries taste like schnozberries. And so I'm just like over here like, I'm freaking out, man. But then on the other side of me is like, it's no big deal. Just fucking relax. It's fine. Like, don't give in to fear. And it's hard because our brains are programmed to panic. They're programmed to that fight or flight. And so you're sitting here and you're going, I have to do this thing, but I'm terrified to do this thing. Should I do this thing? Am I protecting myself? Am I doing enough? But at the same time, you have to like take deep breaths and relax and just breathe, because when you are in a state of fear and anxiety, you're actually weakening your immune system. And so we have to do even more. We have to consciously try harder to keep our energy at a higher vibration. So if you're looking at like the energetic vibration scale when it comes to like emotions and feelings, fear, doubt, anxiety, things like this vibrate at a low frequency, meaning they are opening yourself, that you are opening yourself up to be susceptible to disease, to illness, to other low vibrating frequencies. Versus if you're vibrating at a higher frequency, it's like an added layer of protective shield. Same thing with like your physical health. If you're nourishing your body and taking the steps to become a happier, healthier version of you, you are able to fight off those low vibrating energies or those diseases or those illnesses much easier than somebody who's vibrating at a low energy. So I simply want to share that like I'm with you. You're not alone. This is hard. We have never had to go through something like this before, ever in our lives. And so we're looking at other people saying, well, how are they dealing? How are they navigating? How can I be more like that person? Or we're sitting there and we're watching the news and we're like panicking and we're like, oh my God, somebody even told me that this could last another 18 months. And I'm just like, nobody said that yet. Don't even like panic about it. Like, don't even freak out about it. Just take one day at a time, because really that's all we have control over is the next 24 hours. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Nobody knows what's going to happen a month from now or 6 months from now. And so this is where it is our time to be very mindful and very present to where we are at right here, right now. Don't get caught up in the future. That's what causes anxiety. You worry too much about the things that you have no control over. It creates anxiety, right? And a little bit of anxiety is good. And hear me out, because you want to have some stressors in your life. Otherwise, you will just be numb to emotion. But emotion makes us human. So just know that if you are experiencing anxiety, think of it as a symptom for what is happening in the world, what is happening in your life. Anxiety is a symptom. That is how you're reacting to what is outwardly happening in the world, okay? You are not anxiety. You are not fear. You are experiencing these things, just as am I. And so let's say if you had a headache, what would you do for that headache, right? You'd probably drink a bunch of water. You'd probably get some fresh air. You may or may not take some over-the-counter medicine to help alleviate the headache, okay? Think of anxiety and fear as a symptom, okay? You're experiencing anxiety. You're experiencing fear. What can you do to resolve this symptom, okay? And this is where, like, shutting off the news, not being consumed by social media. I don't even know if you guys have noticed or not, but I am unsubscribing to basically anything and everything that's negativity. Like, I haven't watched the news in over a week. I am very specific about the social media accounts that I follow, and I'm also very specific on how much time I'm spending on social media. My phone even like gives me things that says like, hey, your view time was down from last week, and I'm like, fuck yeah, it was. I'm killing it over here. And I've really just tried to get out more with nature. Like, how can I bring that joy into my life? Because that is something that helps me alleviate fear and alleviate anxiety, is practicing mindfulness, practicing meditation, getting outside, focusing on the things that I can control, nourishing and fueling my body so that it is running at my personal optimum levels, which may or may not be different than you. Basically just eating more whole foods and sometimes even some comfort foods, you know, like this last week we've eaten a lot of pizza and a lot of burritos because you know what? I love those. Those bring me joy. And in that time, I'm like, what do I need right now? What do I need right now? I feel like I need comfort food. And so I'm just allowing myself to have that. And you know what? If I gain an extra 5 pounds from this pandemic and I still come out safe and healthy, fuck it. I will take the extra 5 or 10 pounds. I don't even care. Okay? So now is not a time to judge yourself. Now is not a time to judge your neighbor. Now is a time to sit back and really look at how you are feeling and ask yourself, what am I doing to manage this feeling? How am I like moving through this? Don't numb it out with like booze and cigarettes and prescription meds. That is like a whole wormhole of itself. I'm not even going to go down that. I just want you to know that experiencing emotion makes you human. Makes you human. You are not less than for feeling anxious. You are not less than for feeling joy. You are not less than for feeling fear or happiness or sadness or any of those things. Feel those things. Allow yourself to say, I'm feeling this way today. And if you don't like how that feels, say, what can I do to shift my energy? What can I do to shift this emotion? And sometimes you just have to go through it. Like if you're sad, think about it. Have you ever had just like a really good cry where one thing sets you off and next thing you know you are bawling hysterically and you're like, I don't even know what started these tears, but now they're flowing and I can't stop, and you're like hot and you're embarrassed, but you're like, I'm in it, I'm committed, like I'm fucking crying, I'm so upset, and then next thing you know you're like thinking of like other things that make you cry, and then you're just like all out crying. And sometimes it lasts like, you know, a half hour, and sometimes it lasts like hours. Like I've had days where I just like everything makes me cry, and it is what it is. I don't judge myself for it, because the next day I feel so much better. It's like an emotional detox when you just allow yourself to feel the emotions versus shoving them down, pretending like they don't exist. Because that's not okay, guys. Like if you feel a certain way, say it, feel it. It is okay. It is okay for you to feel sad or happy or whatever it is that you're feeling in this time. I was even talking to my husband and we said, you know, I was getting a little anxious about going out in town today. You know, I have like hand sanitizer everywhere. I'm not wearing a mask. Maybe I should. I thought about that after I got in the car and I was like, fuck, I don't have a mask. I don't have gloves. I don't have these things. So I'm just going to be extra cautious and, you know, just keep washing the shit out of my hands until my knuckles bleed, I guess. And I have sanitizer like everywhere, and I've just been very, very mindful of like who I'm interacting with and like minimizing that interaction. But that's neither here nor there. The other thing that I wanted to say is, you know, with every good there is a bad, with every light there is a dark. So while this can be like a very scary time and we're sitting here like, ugh, I don't really want to like interact with people, but on the other side of things, we have never connected more with ourselves and with our family and with our homes and with our, you know, our immediate nature. Me and my husband were saying, like, is it bad that we're enjoying this slower pace of life? I personally am really enjoying this slower pace of life. I mean, I have been, shit you not, guys, I have been like crazy busy at work, and I don't even like the word busy, but it's been fucking crazy busy with the 2 kids and working from home. Like, I run several businesses, and there's some days where I want to like pull my hair out, but at the same time, it's like, it's still a slower pace because I'm forcing it to be slower because I'm like, hey, it's okay. So like the hours that, I know this is probably not making sense. So like the hour that I work, I'm getting more done in that hour so that I can then spend the next hour focused on my kids. Does that make sense? So like my time that I'm allowing myself to get work done is quote unquote busier because I am like doubling down and I'm being super, super intentional with what it is that I'm doing in that hour so that I can then spend more time doing the things that bring me joy and spending time with my family and like growing my garden and hanging out with my animals and being in nature, you know, when it's not sporadically 6 feet of freaking snow on a Sunday morning. And so that part of my life feels busier because my work, I'm doing more in a less amount of time, which is okay. People need me. People need my help, and I understand that it's a scary time. They want advice. They want to know what they want to, they want to know what their next step is. And so it's up to me to step up to the plate and be like, I am here for you. So just know that like I am doing all that I can to make sure that you and your family is well taken care of. At the same time, I need to make sure that I am running at optimum levels, that my family's running on optimum levels, that we stay safe, happy, and healthy so that I can continue to care for them, for myself, and for all of my clients, for my community, for my husband, for my animals, for all of these other individuals. And so to kind of come full circle here, it comes down to taking care of you and doing what feels good to you so that you can continue to show up and serve others, okay? It is a very strange time. I know this. I'll say it again. It's crazy. It is freaking crazy. But just know that we are all humans and we are all having this human experience together, and just to be more open and loving and caring and cautious all at the same time. Let's try not to judge ourselves. Let's try not to judge our neighbors. Let's just really turn inward and say, how can I show up as my best self today? How can I show up? How can I be 1% better? And that is what I want to leave you with. My child is in the back. This is when I podcast, is in the car with my headphones in and recording that way. So, and she wants out. Yes, baby, I want out too. They've been in the car for a bit now because I haven't been able to take them into like the post office and the office and things like that with me. So we are just about home. I know you want to go to the park, and I'm sorry, honey, we can't go to the park. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. I will come at you tomorrow with an interview, Wednesday with an interview. And if you need anything, just shoot me a message on Instagram or send me a message to my email, support@sashadavis.com, and my team will make sure that I get those messages. I also check that inbox periodically too. So just send me your messages. I love hearing from you. And so many of you have been loving the morning routine course. So thank you for your feedback. I absolutely love seeing all that you guys are doing. People are saying that it's like super easy, that they're that they're creating the time and the space to implement these things. They love all of the examples. They love how it's broken down step by step. So if you guys are looking to create time for yourself in the morning with a morning routine, I promise you it is going to make you feel so much better throughout the day. Head on over sashadavis.com/morning routine. We will also put the link in the show notes, so you can just scroll down and click that link. Try it. It's totally free. Let me know what you think. And yeah, we'll just go from there. So thank you guys for hanging with me today. I know I was kind of all over the place. I just had a lot of thoughts that I needed to get out into the world, and hopefully you can take away something from it so that you can just feel a little bit better throughout your day. So I will catch you guys next time. We'll chat soon. Bye.